And I am live again. Continue, shall we? Pizza हो गया. What next? I um yeah discovered Nana. Hmm. Is located uh, in in Nana, uh, which is mm, pretty much the center of our food and entertainment. Um, entertainment um, places. The first time I was Nana, I offer the iconic special message. Mm, it's funny how they just um uh, how public all of this is. They um, how unhidden is. And not how casual all of this is. We sell it on the streets. Eh, and this goes bulb in the call out. But apart from that, Nana is the place where became my primary source. food. I came here multiple regularly to try out new restaurants and took away some fast food for my next meal at home. Right wording, right wording. Ignoring that, Nana became my primary source of food. I came here regularly to try out new restaurants and took away some fast food for my next meal at home. Um, hmm. And about 40 minutes. Bye. Mm, who cares? Who cares? Eh, honestly, I just tried two restaurants. which is Tunis and Amritsar. And um, uh, then Lunana, Luna. Um, yeah, third time, vegan restaurant. And fourth time, um, on this day. Third, no, fourth actually. So yeah, there's that. Mm, and that four times over a course of some 2 weeks. So not bad. Next, to actually wait, wait a second. Because next day I went to the gym, or like even same day I sort of worked out, right? So we do not have to like I do not have to write Amritsar. Because by next day I have to write Amritsar right now. The restaurant I tried here was Amritsar, and we will add it to the dictionary. Okay, 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 okay. Ashma, you can do it. Oh, the foot massage, thigh massage. I think it's so bad. Which also at 60 minutes. Missed it, bro. कर लेनी चाहिए थी. Um, okay. How many words, bro? 4,000 words completed. 4,000 words. Only 6,000 to go. I can do it. So, captions. Hmm. What can be captioned? Again, there are rules to this. You can use emojis, you cannot use emojis. Up to you. You see? Grammarly yourself. So, did I order? Uh, with sorry, culture with wait, let's say. Even how do you write this? So yeah, it looks good. Nobody cares. Nobody fucking cares. All right. So. What else? What else? Kulcha हो गया. Restaurant बता दिया इसमें. Uh, wait a second. Okay. I think इसके बारे में और क्या ही लिखूंगा मैं. अमृतसरी कुलचा. Sorry. Amritsar restaurant. Done. And with that, food basically done. I think, yeah, we can end it without any note. Totally fine. We don't have to. Yeah, yeah, nothing. Food, done. Next, work. H3. Work. Work. Or, work. Hi. So, I worked. That's it. That is what I'll write. What, the, what else can I write? For God's sake. So, when I went to tourism that day, I worked for like a couple of hours. So I started slow and then I got this and blah 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 blah. No. Uh, yeah, yeah. After food was sorted, after the food scene was sorted, I could comfortably work. I every um oh yeah, yeah, actually. I need some time to think. Jealous. Let's count. Um, so Tunis, Amritsar, two. Yes, two. Third is La Mesa. Um, Fourth, Toby's. Fifth, this does not count. And four, right? Four, then five. Yep, five it is. And I can cover all five under this section. No, doesn't matter. However, it is not related to building a routine. Building a routine is different from restaurants. I can have food section बस इसमें फिर वर्क में क्या लिखूंगा इसमें जिम का क्या लिखूंगा so anyway think केवल 5 रेस्टोरेंट हैं बाकी नॉर्मल जगह खाना खाया तुमने बेसिकली राइट ये तो पक्का है कि लीनियर नहीं हो सकता लीनियर कैसे होगा या तो बिल्डिंग अ रूटीन को कैंसिल करते हैं. कोई नहीं सोचो. समय ही समय. I have 2 hours. So basically, if I go in a linear fashion, if I go by the timeline, कि पहले ये हुआ फिर इस दिन ये इस दिन ये इस दिन ये इस दिन ये, then I can cover the details. But that is boring and some way things are repetitive, right? कि सुबह उठा जिम गया या फिर इस रेस्टोरेंट में गया. So sure मैं जिम का कवर नहीं भी करूँ तब भी okay I went to this restaurant. Next day I went to that restaurant. Right? या फिर मैंने इतना काम किया ये काम किया वो तो खैर मैटर ही नहीं करता. एंड जिम में भी um, sometimes things get interesting. Okay, I met Mookie at the gym, but sometimes it's just a regular gym session. And ultimately, why would you tell a story of like why would gym or co-working or foosball or whatever matter? Um, because it leads to something. It concludes to something that okay, I was trying to interact with people, but it wasn't working out. And then, like, um, then in this way, in this manner, it worked out. And these sort of events happened, and it worked out. That's how a relationship ship built. Now, if I go by the timeline, eh, I went to Tunis. That night I worked. I felt sort of lonely, like, okay, next day I went to the gym and I worked. But how no one is talking to me, and I try um, playing pool alone again and again and again. And the next day, also some things worked. I woke up early. Now my routine is good. And today I met someone. And blah 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 blah. So that's very hard to write. That's actually easy to write. That is more detailed, and you sort of do get context on different aspects, but that's boring. That is not interesting. But if I cover different aspects as a whole in under one heading, so food. So I went to this restaurant, this. इसका ये अच्छा है, इसका ये अच्छा है, यहाँ पे मुझे ऐसा लगा. But उसमें भी let's say La Mesa. It's not just about food. It's not about food at all. It was about the staff, firstly. Second, that I worked there for 6 hours. And then there was this sort of embarrassing moment. And then the ambience, how they have a co working space. That story, not related to food. So hard to cover under food section entirely because it has more to it than just food. Um, and it comes like it occurred on the day when I met Joy. So the entire thing, you cannot have different emotions under the same heading. So on 22nd, you know, I met a lady, and then I went to the cafe, and this happened, and then I met the lady again. I had a book. I mean, that's how it happened, but it's uninteresting. It's very hard to connect when you have gaps in between. Or if I have to just cover joy, then how would I cover it? So I met, and she was interested, and things just um, like we talked, and in the evening again somehow she was there, right there, and asked for a walk. We talked a lot. I met her friend, and then my Christmas plan was all set. Now, even after that, if I like 4 days after I ask, 4 days after I come to that Christmas again, doesn't make sense. It has to be and cut to Christmas. That's how things are. Cut to Christmas and cut to the other night. Cut to the whole day of travel, and then yeah, until not until goodbye. That would be a separate thing. But pretty much yeah, and how kind she was, how she helped with everything, and how she tried to make me question. Different story. But that should be just joy. But okay, so if I have a story of joy as a whole, then how would I blend it in? How would I उसके पहले क्या आएगा किया? So how I didn't have friends and then I met joy. This entire thing happened. But then what about Luke and Thor? How did I meet them? What about Auntie? How our rapport sort of built, how our things just flew off, how our bond grew so strong. Covering that without any gaps, that's even harder. Ki, um, okay, how I met them once. 4 days passed, met them again. Second day, saw them with a guy. Felt like sort of uneasy. Like okay, there are several people, and I maybe they're not very interested because they didn't tell me. But then something just like it just happened, and yeah, maybe I won't write that. But yeah, so we went for dinner, cut um, cut to nothing basically because that day, uh, yeah, yeah. So I had no New Year plans, and it just happened. I went with them to the temple, and they asked me for the party, and I went to the party, and next year also, and next year also. I think yeah, it can be covered as a whole, but it's just that starting point, that thing that I was actively willing to interact with people, was willing to make friends, and it was not working out. And this is how it actually worked out. That might not be very relevant. Okay, no, wait. This relevant. It's super important. It might not be very interesting to me for everyone, but for me, it is very important. It is pretty much my life philosophy now. How you should never try too hard. So let's say, should I end it here? No, not until 2 a.m. at any cost. I won't end it. I will write whatever is possible. Maybe just 2 lines. At least I'll have a starting point for tomorrow, if not much. It's a sort of hard transition from linear to blocked stories or concepts, basically. Hey, yes, screw routine. That night I slept hungry and sad, woke up in a terrible mood the next morning. So instead of ending on the note of being sad and angry, we can end it on the note of being hungry. And we can just say, hey, this is what I like, this is my food. No, not really. क्या करना है क्या करना है क्या करना है Yeah, I think I should read, and maybe that'll help me figure out the flow. The Bangkok experience. Prologue. See, anyways, do about story, sequential story, concept, then again concept and sequence, concept and sequence, sequence. So it is sort of mixed bag only. I can obviously do this. I'll have to. There's no other way. For some headers, it'll go line by line from time to time. For some headers, it will go as a whole. I just have to figure out my next thing. It, I cannot figure out the entire thing, but just my next thing. Let's see. Prologue. Let's start from the beginning. I was in 11th, maybe 12th standard when I discovered thinktravelleftgrow.com. That was when I came across the concept of digital nomadism. I was astonished how Jeremy could travel the world at the age of 18 while working out of a laptop. All I wanted now was to pursue a similar path as Jeremy, but I guess it was too early. I was just 16 and was part of the Indian society, which tried its best to make me an engineer. Make me an engineer, whatever. It did succeed, and I went on to pursue computer science engineering. During my second year in university, I got obsessed with a new technology called Flutter. It was so fun, I learned it almost effortlessly. Luckily, this obsession landed me a job at an American startup while I was just 19 years old. The job not only paid well, but also was also location independent. I could work from anywhere in the world. Well, this was my chance to walk on Jeremy's path of digital nomadism. I had an income source, no responsibilities, and I was old enough to make my own decisions. There was one problem though. I was scared and lazy. Traveling alone isn't a small endeavor. You need to plan a lot, be ready for the uncertain, and let go of your comforts. And at that point, I wasn't ready for such a big leap. So I didn't think much about it and moved on. In 2021, I got a chance to travel to Goa and Dubai. Now, even though these were family trips, super comfy, they helped me shaped they helped shape my perspective towards traveling. I could now see myself flying to a far off land and on a beach, working from a beach, working on a beach. Doesn't matter. The leap got somewhat smaller. I fought all the fears, made up my mind, and booked the flight to Bangkok. The chill nomad. As much as I love the idea of the nomadic lifestyle, I just cannot adopt it. I cannot live out of a backpack, roaming from place to place. Instead, I like to go to a single city and stay there for a long time. I do things at my own pace and intentionally try to do less. There's a good reason behind this too. My idea of digital nomadism is more about immersing yourself in the new culture and lifestyle rather than just seeing it from a distance. It's about living like a local and forming a sense of belonging. This immersion takes time and is not possible if we keep moving to new places. Serendipity also plays a big part to make an immersive experience possible. By planning less and letting things just happen, you can have experiences that you wouldn't even imagine otherwise. Don't fill up your days with don't fill up all your days with activities and leave some space for serendipity to kick in and drive your trip. 19 of my 20 days in Bangkok, I woke up without any plans for the day and let my mood decide what to do. This way, I was able to have unique experiences that were not part of the plan. I celebrated Christmas at a local church, had the most peaceful New Year's Eve at a Buddhist temple, and made some great friends who took me clubbing. Planning a working holiday. Planning a working holiday is relatively simple. You just need to have the basics figured out. A dedicated working space, hotel room or apartment, cafes or co-working spaces, access to reliable internet, food, groceries, and other day-to-day needs. Once these are taken care of, you find yourself spending most of your weekdays working. There's not much room left for other activities, so you plan accordingly. Bangkok is one of the best cities to work remotely. You can find condos with world class amenities at dirt cheap prices. There's a wide network of 7-Elevens, and you can find one around every other corner. It's pretty easy to find nice cafes that offer free Wi Fi as well. Additionally, you can purchase a 5G SIM card for internet on the go, unlimited data for 30 days at 600 baht. So as far as work is concerned, you cannot go wrong with Bangkok. I researched some condos on Airbnb and found ID2 complex. It's one hell of a place and everything you could ask for. Read my review here. The differentiating factor for me was the co working space. I used it all the time to get some work done. After the work was sorted, I planned my trip by filling the weekends with full day activities and dedicated weekdays to explore new restaurants, cafes, malls, or anything that could be covered in a few hours. Couldn't have made a better decision as some of these places were outstanding. You will see further in the article. Here's the vague itinerary that I created. Obviously, most of these activities did not go as planned, but that's all for good. Having this list helped me quickly decide what to do without thinking too much. Another important aspect of planning a trip is money. I made a loose budget of 150k INR and successfully finished the trip without exceeding it. I researched a bit to find the best currency conversion rate and bought 20k TBH and blah 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 blah. I used New Global Card. New is a wonderful card that spare allows me to store my money in INR and spend in 100 plus currencies without any charges. Additionally, I get complimentary lounge access which I use at the Delhi airport. At the airport, I'm sharing the airport experience because it was special for me. My cousin Tamish and I are very close, and he was moving to Canada permanently. So I decided to schedule my flight close to his so that we could spend those last few hours together. It cost me a little extra, but I was able to book the flight at just an hour's difference. I started the journey from Chandigarh in Shatabdi Express. The train ride was super smooth because we traveled with practically zero luggage. All the luggage was sent separately in a car. Yes, we are filthy rich. I was so nervous at this time. At Delhi airport, our family saw us off and we went inside. It wasn't this simple though. We cried, all of us. After all, it would be a long time before we see Tamish again. Anyways, we went inside and helped each other with the check-in. The queues were annoyingly long and we were dead by the time we completed immigration and security check. Next step, find food. We found a newly opened and calm lounge and could finally eat and relax for some time. It was the final hour. We were sitting and waiting for the flight call. I don't remember what we talked about, but I do remember the emotions I felt. It wasn't sad, it was content. Hmm. Accepted mm, wasn't exactly sad. uh, Exactly sad. I somewhat accepted the fact that at some point we have to go on our own separate paths, and that it was that point, and that it was that point. I wasn't exactly sad. I somewhat accepted the fact that And um, I somewhat accepted the fact um, that sooner or later we have to go on our own separate paths. Now that the time had finally came, it's better that it, um, another time had finally come. Anyway, um, it'll be time for intermission. We're back. Eh, what was I writing? Now that the time had finally come, it's better that um, You know, it's so easy to feel, but so hard to articulate. It's why is writing so hard? And it's not even key. I want to write something interesting. It's just that um, I just want to explain myself. I just want to communicate my emotions, my feelings effectively. Why is it so hard? Ah, no worries. The fact that I'm doing it on a Saturday night, it'll pay off. I will learn, and yeah, I'll learn. Hey, so it was final hour. It was the final hour. We were sitting and waiting for the flight call. I don't remember what we talked about, but I do remember the emotions I felt. यहाँ तक तो वाह, but what emotions did I feel? I was not sad. We were talking about how he would like what he'll do in Canada, what he sees himself doing after some time, and how he's not like, yeah, screw India, Canada is everything. It's just, he just has to go. And I was like, yeah, it's fine that you're going. Plus, I was half nervous about my own trip, so I did not really connect to that emotion that okay, my brother's going. So there's that. Clearly, strong emotions. But what emotions? Not that I was happy that okay, I'm going, you're going, yes. Um, it's what emotions were they? Define them for me. Come on. Uh, there's so many emotional aspects to this blog. I'm dying. I really need to finish it one day, and I mean, not one day, so tomorrow. Because if I'm able to share those emotions with the world and with the people who are a part of this, my, my life will change forever. I just know this. It won't be immediate. Some feedback would be immediate for sure, obviously. But this blog is going to create entropy. Things would just happen. Things are happening right now also. I'm growing and learning to write in, in further vacations. If not YouTube, I will write more, more often and more quickly. Like, okay, I'm having a trip, I am writing. Not like 2 months ago, I had a trip and I'm right. Anyways, that's not important. Again, you have time. Try to figure this out. What did you feel, Achman? What did you feel? यही कि रोने धोने से कुछ नहीं होगा. सैड होने से नहीं होगा कुछ. He is taking the right decision. He is going there for a better life, and I accepted it. It took me some time, but at that point, I was completely, yeah, okay, you're going, good, should go, and I will see you. That's it. I, yeah, maybe I can write like, I'm not sure how, like, I did feel this, but I could have felt it. I don't know. He, how I just did not accept this. Like, what a stupid decision. But at that point, yeah, you have to get on your own fly. You have to fly towards your own destination. And this doesn't feel because I'm somewhat pressurizing myself to not write that thing, destiny, or I'm having this societal bias. Like, what if Didi reads this? What if Tamish himself reads this? What if my mother? I think my is fine, but yeah, some people like these people they would judge me, and I think screw them, right? It was fine, however. I do remember what emotions do I felt. I recalled I recalled how sad and angry, sad and angry. What's the word for this? Um, Sad and angry word. Sullen, um, disgruntled, unhappy, displeased, um, uh, how displeased I was when I um, first came to know about his this stupid decision of his for quite some time. I Oh, wait, no. What on earth would you want? Hmm, interesting. So तो मैं खींच रहा हूँ बट मेरे लिए है, किसी और के लिए नहीं. Whenever I have to take these decisions, whenever I have to write something that is hard, I feel so sleepy. I feel like, I don't want to do this. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's do it after a few hours. I'm pretty useless. It's 1 a.m. already. So, anyways, I recalled how displaced. Um, wait. Yeah, it's not a good way to write it. But a better way to write it is I don't remember what we talked about, but I do remember the emotions I felt. For a very long time, I did really accept his decision of going to Canada. Canada. It felt stupid to leave when I did want him felt how stupid I thought. But in the final hour, I some um in final hour somewhat accepted, I it felt sooner later we would go have separate paths and 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 you have uh, wait. In that final hour, I somewhat accepted her decision. It felt right. Some point in life, we have to go in different directions, have to go different lives. It was that time. So much. It's huge, huge, huge. Not a small project. Won't deny. So, uh, no worries. It is hard. It's, it'll pay off. Just try. Keep trying, keep trying, keep trying. A second door. Man, I wish to die. Hello. Give up for today. It's fine. We were sitting and waiting for the flight call. I don't remember what we talked about, but I do remember the emotions I felt. I wasn't sad, I was content. I accepted the fact that at some point we have to go on our own separate paths, and it was the point. I think this is better than I was trying for an hour. Oh, whatever. Never mind, let's see. What? Alright, tomorrow. Right. We hugged goodbye and I boarded my flight. It's time. Thai Airways versus Air India. Time for some flight review. I traveled to Bangkok in Thai Airways and came back to Delhi in Air India. Now that I have experienced both of them, I can compare them side by side. Unfortunately, I didn't take any pictures in Air India. Yes, I was too tired, so please trust my words alone. Ambience. Basically, look and feel inside the cabin. Hands down, Thai Airways wins this category. The cabin was clean and well maintained. The moment I entered inside, it felt cozy and comforting. Air India's aircraft was similar, but the cabin quality wasn't that great. Some of the screens were dysfunctional, seats had stains, etc. Though these minor things really mattered to me, it's the feel I look for. If something feels nice, it's a win for me. Sadly, Air India's cabin wasn't up to the mark. Food. Food on Thai Airways was almost inedible. I got some sort of gravy with rice in the main course, which I couldn't eat another spoon of. Had to survive on the sides, which were decent. I could eat that puff with sunflower butter to some extent. Dessert was also fine. Fruits were outstanding though. I had bigger expectations. Okay. Air India served idli sambar, I had to dictionary, with vermicelli upma, and I got worried. Not a fan of South Indian food, but surprisingly, it was so good. Taste and freshness was on point. To complete the meal, mango doi was served as a dessert. It was one of the most delicious desserts I had ever tasted. Not exaggerating. They were generous enough to give me another serving. Breakfast on my return flight was a fulfilling meal that energized me for the rest of the day. Win for Air India. Service. Not a lot to share about the service. Not a lot to share about service. It was a 4 hour long flight, so I couldn't demand much from the staff, but I did feel that the Air India staff be on the friendlier side. They were polite and helpful. Felt a tinge of arrogance in the Airways cabin crew. Nothing specific, it's just the vibe I got from the little interactions I had with them. Maybe it's just me, but anyhow, the point goes to Air India. फर्स्ट डे इन पीकेके पहली बार एक ही बार आता है फर्स्ट डे स्पेशल इट्स द डे व्हेन यू see everything with fresh eyes the day you get that cultural shock it's also the day when you are exhausted from your long flight but cannot rest because you have to figure out this new place. I landed in Bangkok early in the morning. I purchased my TrueEdge SIM card and set up the Grab app to book taxi. Reached my apartment in about 30 minutes. After sleeping for a couple of hours, it was time to figure this place out. I unpacked my bags and arranged the stuff in my new home. Then I went to then I went outside to explore the neighborhood. The first place I went to was Chowdhury Cafe, which was right across the road. This became my go-to cafe, and I went there on many mornings after good walk or gym session. Hmm, In that case, I don't really need to mention it because I wish for that, but no. So yeah, never mind. I was still hungry, so I wandered around in search of food. So there was this cute little dhaba, cute dhaba right next to the cafe, but felt like puking just seeing its menu. It was filled with various animals' meat. You see, cultural shock. I figured that a McDonald's. There's McDonald's and other restaurants in the coast complex. I walked there only to get disappointed again. No veg options and nobody understands English. Took me 10 minutes only to order french fries. Now I knew this was coming. I knew there's going to be food and language problem, but experiencing it firsthand made me realize that it's not as small a problem as it sounds. It makes the most trivial tasks annoyingly hard. I especially realized this when I went for grocery shopping in the 7-Eleven that evening. Everything was written in Thai and the staff didn't know a word of English. They didn't understand the most basic words like bread, butter, and fruits. This was mind bending for me. I opened the Google Translate camera and hovered over every product. Struggled for 45 minutes, grabbed whatever I could figure out, and then I quit. It was so mentally exhausting. 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 Last necessity I needed to fulfill was to purchase the BTS card. BTS is Bangkok's metro. BTS station around 5 minutes walk from apartment. Yeah, and that doesn't make any sense. This is way more helpful. Here, yeah, anywhere, doesn't matter. After that, I was free. I relaxed the rest of my evening and explored the complex. Hmm, still doesn't make sense. Oh, fuck off. My room's at 20th floor. So, ended the day by playing billiards with some guys from Myanmar. A ride to remember. I booked a cycle tour from Airbnb that promises to show you the less touristy, authentic side of Bangkok. And sure, it delivered the promise. It was one of the most memorable experiences of my trip. Before the ride, meeting point was around an hour and a half away from via public transport, BTS plus bus. I kept to our margin and went to the BTS station. Found a cute little cafe right below the station, so naturally I went inside to grab a smoothie. Um, all right. I took the BTS to Siam Center, from where I needed to take the bus for Sook Sanari School. Still remember all the names. I made the classic beginner mistake and took the bus that went in the opposite direction. Realized this only after 10 stations when the conductor asked me for the ticket. Guess I was too busy enjoying the cityscape from the window. I was on the other end of the city and had no time left to waste, so I immediately booked a grab and asked my guide if he could wait for me. He was nice enough to delay the tour by 15 minutes. Still, I would reach just on time, even with taxi. I would barely reach on time, even with taxi. Just hope to not find the infamous Bangkok traffic that day. There was one good thing about all this though. I saw the entire city from Terminal 21 to Sai E3 all in one day. What? Oh no, what happened? Um, okay, I am back. So, where was I? All in one day, Terminal 21. I saw bits of Lumpini Park and the car went through the middle of Chinatown. I wouldn't have gone to Chinatown on my own, but this way I was able to explore some of it. Enchanting. The tour would start at 1:15 p.m. and I reached the destination at 1:08 p.m. At least I thought I reached. Somehow the taxi driver dropped me off at 800 meters from the meeting point. Great. Now I had to cover 800 meters in 7 minutes. I opened Google Maps and started running. It was enjoyable as hell as I navigated my way through the inner streets of Bangkok. Made there just in time, I was panting heavily when I saw my guide and other tourists, fellow tourists. Our guide's name was Black. Other members on the tour were Matt, Chris, and Lindsay from USA, and Pamela and Daniel from Germany. Everyone was friendly and introduced themselves the moment they saw me. No icebreaker needed. Matt and Chris were especially interested in India and everything about it. We talked about food, Hinduism, and cricket. They were surprisingly fond of cricket. Not that they knew a lot about it. They wanted to visit India just to watch a match of cricket. Chris asked me how many languages I spoke. I said three, and he went crazy. Maybe we Indians undervalue the skill of ours. Pamela seemed to be the smart one. She worked remotely and taught women how to invest in crypto. Interesting enough, she had traveled a lot and so had a broad worldview. She had insights on diverse domains, and my conversations with her had a bit more depth. Both Pamela and Daniel were vegetarians by choice and astonished by the fact that roughly 50% of Indians are vegetarians. My dream vacation is to celebrate Christmas in Europe, so I asked for their local perspective, got some nice insights. Right. The tour started, and it wasn't long before we were cycling through the narrow alleys and chaotic markets of Bangkok. We crossed numerous small bridges over the canal, fought through the traffic, and also cycled along the train tracks. At some points, we had to climb staircases while carrying the bike in our hands. Definitely a demanding ride, but so satisfying. Something that made this experience unique was how welcoming the locals were. Throughout the tour, someone or the other was waving and smiling at us. Definitely did not see that coming. The first stop was a petite home turned restaurant. It followed Thai tradition, so we had to take our shoes off before entering the place. They served their family's traditional chicken curry noodles only for this tour. For vegetarians, they had prepared a plain curry noodles. The flavor was definitely new for my taste buds, but they tasted okay, okay. Next up, what Kalyan Mitra? We can do this. Now, let it be. What is simple? Kalyana is yeah, means beloved and Mitra means friend. The temple of beloved friend was built by the Chinese on the land that was provided by Thai king. It symbolizes the friendship between the two cultures and hence the name. Inside the temple was a massive Buddha statue. It almost felt unreal. Black, huge, consider the small. Okay. Black showed us a fortune telling game or ritual. Basically, we shake a jar filled with sticks until a stick pops out. Each stick had a number, and each number was linked to. Each stick has a number, and each number is linked to a fortune. Here's what I got. Black explained how this was actually a good fortune. In fact, I was the only one to get something good. All others got pretty sad after reading their future. We stopped for lunch at a beautiful riverside restaurant. Most locals here, Mostly locals here, quite authentic. You see, the view from our tables, scene captured from a bridge near the restaurant. Now, here's the not so good part of this tour. Food for vegetarians is an afterthought. The main course of this lunch was some kind of Thai curry. Black proclaimed that it contains everything: fish, pork, crab, octopus, squid, and whatnot. When we asked about the vegetarian alternative, he gently offered us a serving of the same curry with the meat put to the side. Obnoxious. And Daniel did not mind putting the meat aside and tasting it. I simply couldn't. There was one veg side dish uh, there was one veg side dish which I could have, that I could have, which I could have, and I could have. It was a river weed grown in the same river where the restaurant was located. Edible to say the least. It was something. The food was not good, but I won't complain. Food isn't something that bothers me too much, especially when the other things about this tour are so amazing. There was an artisan's house right beside the restaurant, and we paid a brief visit. Our final destination was Wat Bagnan Bala, home to the biggest Buddha statue in Bangkok. It was simply mind blowing. Here are some more pictures for you to get some perspective of its size. Inside the temple was this structure, which is apparently a time capsule. I don't remember exactly, but I think it stores some a flower of some sort. So that was the finale of his tour. Now, the hardest part, right back to the starting point. It was long, difficult, and exhausting. We were already tired, and another 30 minutes of cycle through the busy traffic of Bangkok was quite a challenge. Somehow we made it through, said each other goodbye, and went our own ways. Riding through the bustling streets of Bangkok, interacting with people from different parts of the world, and seeing the architectural marvels in the form of Thai temples, it was one hell of an experience that I won't forget for a very long time after the ride. So I had my adventure and loved it, but I guess my body did not. I was tired and in pain, clearly not the most athletic person. I was at the other end of the town and planned to go back by bus. First of all, I couldn't find the bus stop easily, and when I did find it, the bus simply wouldn't stop. I tried like three buses and none of them stopped. So weird. Had no option but to book a grab. I reached home dying of hunger. So thought I'd grab a subway, only veg option I knew, but apparently it was closed by then. I searched through Food Panda and found a vegan pizza and ordered it without thinking twice. I searched through Food Panda, found a vegan pizza, and ordered it without thinking twice. Biggest mistake of my life. It's the worst thing I ever tasted. Through half of it and cried while having the other half. That night I slept hungry and sad. Woke up in a terrible mood the next morning. Fortunately, the only time I got sad or angry. It was high time I figure out this food situation. Finding a dedicated food source would form the basis of my routine in Bangkok. I had prepared a list of best restaurants in the city, and it came in pretty handy. To start things off, I went to Tunis, maker of the world's best pizza, in my opinion, of course. The staff was kind to help me find a veg pizza and also took extra care to not add egg. I ordered a mushroom pizza and above the clouds drink to complement it. Oh, to complement. It came in no time. Eating a proper meal after so long, and that to this good. In case you're wondering what above the clouds is. Never saw basil leaves on top of a pizza before, so I was quite surprised. But when I tasted it, it felt so good. I, it almost brought tears in my eyes. Maybe I was too hungry. I don't know. The drink was even better than pizza. I wanted to order the dessert, but was already full. So thought of coming here again, but that didn't happen. Sad story. Tunis is located in Nana, which is pretty much the center of food and entertainment in Bangkok. The first time I visited Nana, I got offered the iconic special massage. It's funny how casual all of this is. They sell it on the streets. Ignoring that, Nana became my primary source of food. Came here regularly to try out new restaurants and took away some fast food for my next meal at home. Now, यहाँ it's good, it's perfect. So, routine at home. I need to figure this out. But, okay, good for today. I love myself. Another 700 words only. Can't help, bro. Cannot help. At least I worked. At least I have 4,000 words. It took forever to read it, to see all the photos. And मुझे तो पता है, I can skim through it, but person actually reading it, it's long. It's it's brilliant. And अभी तो कुछ cover ही नहीं किया है. But that's the sad part. I need cover it so quickly, man. To cover all the restaurants, I need to cover my struggles. I need to cover my friendships, joy and auntie and whatnot, and have an epic conclusion which would take the entire day. And also create the diary and add it to at the end of it, and also share it with the world. Gonna take another 2 months, or I finish it tomorrow. But anyways, that's it for the stream. Bye bye.